Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're back doing some 2019 Ram 1500 mods. So, I used to talk crap about this stuff when it first came out because if you didn't spray it correctly, and it can still happen, if you don't spray it correctly, when you hit like the brake or the light shines through, you can kind of see where the spray wasn't even, but they've redone the formula. It's a little bit better now than, I mean, this stuff was around when I was in high school back in 09 when I graduated high school. So this stuff's been around a long time, and I used to not like it. I thought it looked cheap, but it's come a long way. Plus, with a taillight like this, I mean, you can wrap it. I've seen people wrap it. Skylar's already done a set, I believe. But I believe it's just easier to use this stuff and spray it, especially if we take our time, make it look good, do nice even coats. But if it doesn't come out good, we'll just redo them with some tint, or I'll actually buy some blacked out taillights. So this is kind of just a test, see how it looks. Anthony did to his truck, Do Work Productions on YouTube, if you want to look him up. He did to his white truck, and it looks really good, honestly. I mean, it's super dark. I don't know if I'll go that dark, but it looks really good, and when he hit the brakes, the lights shine through pretty well. So I think we'll be okay. Some people are gonna talk shit on this, but I think it looks decent. Show you guys, if you haven't seen the Hellcat. Well, actually I did put it in yesterday's video, but I drove the car around. It drives perfect. No check engine lights, no tire pressure monitor lights. Everything is good. The car runs and drives awesome. I'm gonna peel all the stickers off today because I need to get pictures of it. So the Hellcat is actively for sale. I'm asking $53,000 or best offer. I probably won't go much lower than that if you are wondering, or if you have someone that's interested. But it's 100% completely stock. It runs and drives really nice. It's got literally brand new tires now that I have like 20 miles on them because I drove yesterday. It still has, I said this in yesterday's video, but it's got drive shaft 15-inch conversion and diff brace, and other than that, it's completely stock. Drives and rides super nice. So if someone's actually interested, I will allow them to come test drive the vehicle, but they have to show a source of funds, because I don't just want people driving my car just to drive it. So, and if in the next few weeks it doesn't sell, I will be trading it in, but I really want to sell it because I've got a project car in mind, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So help me sell the Hellcat, because I'm down to two options, and I'm really weighing heavily on the one option. Kennedy and I came to kind of conclusion last night of what I want to do for a car for the channel, and I think it'll be really fun. It's going to be a long build. It's going to be a lot of content, which will be good for you guys, keep you entertained. And the end goal is, I don't know, there's really no end goal. But I'm really excited, and I can't wait to talk about it with you guys, but we got to get the Hellcat sold first. So if you know anyone that's interested, 6,000 miles, 53,000 or best offer. Ooh, look at those. So, anyways, let's continue the Ram mod. So first thing we're gonna do, I removed the taillights. There's two bolts on the inside. There's star bolts, and then there's two clips on each side. And so what we're gonna do is clean these off. I'm gonna tape this down. I didn't have a table or a bench or anything right now that's open, so I'm just using this cooler, but I put bags on it so I don't get overspray on it. So I'm gonna tape these down that way they don't fly out. Alright guys, so the taillights are pretty clean. We're gonna go ahead and start laying the first coat. Just make sure you clean like all the little crevices really good, get all the dirt out of there. I actually see some, so I'm gonna wipe in there one more time. Usually I would do this inside, but for once it's not that windy out here, and it's like 60 to 65 degrees, so it's like perfect. It's a little too cold actually in the garage. I'm afraid the spray wouldn't stick as well because it is cold in here. It's not insulated. So I'm doing it outside in the sun, which will allow it to dry quicker. The only thing is, if it does get windy, which there's a little breeze off and on here, it could get dirt into the spray. So you just kind of want to be, if you can, be around a corner where it's blocking the wind at least, and that'll really help you lay some nice clean layers. Alright guys, so there's one real nice easy coat. Like I said, you want to really try and lay this as evenly as you possibly can. because if you don't lay the coats evenly when the light comes through, you will be able to tell. So that's the only problem with using the spray. I'd say the biggest problem with using the spray. If you noticed, I would do this half here, and then I would come around and spray it from this angle, because if you stay on this side and you go over, you're gonna get a lot of air in the can. So, and then you're not spraying evenly. So I know these spots look splotchy right now. That's just because they're drying. Those will even out. I was spraying pretty evenly, so just make sure you overlap nice and easily. There's tons of videos on spray painting, but it's pretty simple when it comes down to it. Spray nice even coats, and you just want to layer it up. You don't want to go too heavy up front, because that's when you have drips. So that's coat 1. We're probably going to do 2 or 3 coats. Another thing on these, I'll probably have to spray one this way to get under that rear sensor, just to make sure all that's covered. But because I'm spraying this way, I'm missing that spot. So I'll probably have to spray one going that way. Alright guys, so according to the can, you don't want to exceed 3 coats. You want to make sure you shake this vigorously, because obviously it all wants to settle to the bottom. So I want to make sure you shake it up really good for a minute each time. Like I said, don't exceed more than 3 coats is what it recommends, because it does get darker as it dries, which I'll show you here in just a second. And then you want to wait a couple minutes in between each coat. And I would just keep an eye out for stuff like dust particles or a piece of grass or something if you are outside. So this is 2 coats. It looks a lot darker than it actually is. You can still see a lot of red. Sorry, it looks really dark in the film, because I have a circular polarizer on the lens right now, which blocks out the sun, or helps block out the sun. It makes these look a lot darker. When we put them on the truck, you'll be able to see they're not actually that dark. But this is 2 coats, and honestly, I'm really happy with 2 coats. Anthony, Duark Productions, he did 3 coats, and his looks black. Like, doesn't even look like a taillight's there. This, to me, looks kind of like a dark smoke if you were to buy a taillight tint. Like, this looks like a dark smoke. Kind of what I have on the Hellcat. Let's see if I can show you that. So this is what the Hellcat has. They consider this a dark smoke, so you can kind of see some red through there. And these are very visible when the lights are coming through. Let's see. Kevin has it also. His looks darker than mine. Than mine. His are real dirty right now, but his look super dark compared to mine. I want to say they did a double film or something like that, because he wanted his darker. But this is what I would compare what my Ram lights are now at. And he actually has it on the front too, which is highly illegal. Yeah, that's the dark smoke. So you can kind of see the light through there. At night, his light comes through perfectly because they're HIDs. Same thing, these Ram taillights are LEDs, so they'll have no problem shining through. Only thing I'm worried about is that it's even. The light comes out evenly. The only thing I didn't do, which Anthony did, is he actually taped off his reverse light so that was nice and bright. I want to see how that actually comes through when the reverse light's on. If it is too dark, I will tape everything off and figure out a way to get this off. I'm guessing like goof off or something like that would take it off. You just got to tape it off and not let it drip to the other parts, because they'll probably peel the rest of it off. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that. That's 2 coats. Like I said, it looks a lot darker on the camera. When we put it on the truck, you'll be able to see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this inside so that no dirt or anything dries onto the lenses, and then we'll put it on the truck later today. I've got to go work for a little bit here, and I'm actually taking the Hellcat out, which I'm gonna take you guys along with me. We're gonna take the Hellcat out and actually get some pictures of it. But I really need to take these off first. So I'm probably gonna take these off first real quick. RIP, guys. The number is off, and the must be nice sticker. So take off the 806 one. Social media. This one's gonna be hard. It's the Sneaky Cat sticker from Kev. I've had that on forever. And then we'll take off the numbers on the other side. Take off this number. Probably leave the windshield banner for now. And we need to take off the little text sticker. This is it, guys. We're in like the final stages. Oh, remove that too. We're in the final stages here. Alright guys, all these stickers are off. Except Misa's is still down there because it's black. But for picture purposes, I wanted to get all the purple stickers, anything that had color to it. I wanted to get those off for picture purposes. So, now I'm going to go take pictures of this. Well, actually, I've got to go work for a little bit. Then I'm going to take pictures of this and I'll take you guys along the ride for that. That's pretty much it. Let's see how the taillights are looking. You can see that they're not as dark in here. So I'll show you because there's some sunlight coming through. So you can definitely see some red. They look pretty good. You can put a gloss top coat on them to make them shinier. But this is with just the VHT. So they look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. Like I said, not until they're in direct sunlight will I be able to see if there's any like overspray or overlap where it doesn't look smooth. And at that point, I'll do like an extra coat or something trying to really even that out. So let's go take some pictures of the Hellcat. So actually, since we're here, we'll do a cold start on the Sneaky Cat. So this is completely stock, but it does have a mid muffler delete. So it still sounds really good. Damn, it's low on fuel. But sounds pretty good. Alright guys, so this is the spot. We're going to take some photos of the Hellcat. I may post them in this video. If not, check them out on my Instagram. It's a little windy right now. So if you're wondering, I shoot with a Sony a7S II. The reason why is because it's one of the best cameras for video, and I mainly do video. If you've seen any of my cinematic stuff, like I said, sorry if it's windy, but if you've seen any of my cinematic stuff, this is the camera that I use. So I also use it for photos. It does pretty decent on photos. I would prefer probably a Canon 5D Mark IV or even a Sony a7R series, the R3. They're a little bit better for photos, but the A7S II is really good for videography. And like I said, it does really good on photography also, so I use it for both. I do have a Tiffin circular polarizer on here. What that does is it helps block out some of the sun. It's almost like wearing glasses for your camera. So it helps block out some of the sun, and also when you take photos, it gives it that nice soft look because it blocks out a lot of the reflections and anything on the car. But my car being wrapped satin black, there's not too many reflections anyways. Other than that, there's lots of videos on how to shoot cars. I have my own ways. I like to shoot at the longest focal length, so my lens goes up to 70 millimeters. I like to shoot between 50 and 70. It gives it that nice depth of field. Now when you're up close and you want to do some wide angle shots, then it's nice to go to the 24 millimeter. I like to shoot between 5 and, I don't know, sometimes 8, even 9 aperture. The reason for that is to get more in focus. The reason why you would want to do that is, sorry, it's getting windier, damn it, Amarillo. The reason why you'd want to do that, you can get more in focus, make sure you don't blur anything on the car, because your aperture tells you what's in focus, and then if you want, you can always blur the background in Photoshop if you're good at selecting the vehicle, and you can just blur the background then. Sorry, I'm looking at the car trying to figure out if I need to clean it or not, but I think it's clean enough for photos for a for sale ad. So the reason why I'm taking these photos, like I said, because the car is for sale and it needs some proper photos. So that's what we're gonna do, and try and shoot at the lowest ISO possible. Obviously, golden hour before sunset, hour after sunrise, whatever. It's the best lighting because the sun's lower, it's not as reflective. But I do like shooting during the day if you're shooting something like a for sale ad, because you want to show off everything on the car. And I have a polarizer, so I can shoot whatever day of time I want. Let's take some photos. Alright guys, so we got the taillights back on. Let me know what you guys think. So they're not as dark as, like I said, they looked in the back, but I think they got the right smoke to them. Definitely not as dark as Anthony's. Sorry, Anthony. I couldn't go that crazy. But let's start it up so you can see the light come through. So this is what I'm talking about. See how it doesn't look perfect? You can see like a little bit of splotchiness when the lights are on, but it doesn't look that bad. So you can see the little splotchiness. Doesn't look that bad though. And there's with the turning signals. So you can tell that it's sprayed, but it doesn't look that bad, honestly. That's going to conclude today's video. Let me know what you guys think of the sprayed taillights. It was VHT Nightshade. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it actually turned out pretty well. And I don't think I could have wrapped that with how the sensor pops out like that. But if you have flatter taillights, it's definitely possible. It's definitely easy to use like a Lux autofilm. But this is a good alternative. It's cheap. I think it's like 15 bucks a can. And I barely used any. I did 2 coats. I didn't even put the top coat. You can put a top clear coat. But let me know what you guys think down below. And we're going to continue the mods on the Ram 1500. Make sure you guys always comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Vanby39. And that's a demon.